Hello, everybody. This week on 5 Brilliant Things, we have the brilliant comedian Bridget Christie.
Everybody else in this pool are the mad ones, not us, because we've covered our feet. Yet you're looking at me like I'm a literal psychopath.
Yeah, are those the kind of like Veruca socks? Sort of gimpy?
I got attacked by a swarm of jellyfish.
Oh, gosh.
And a man threw wee on me.
Well, at least he didn't pee. It was like...
No, he didn't. It was in a bottle.
Right. I would imagine the late Queen and Prince Philip, they probably laughed over a fart. That must have happened. If only people knew.
Oh, Philip, that was like a trombone.
So we were talking about the importance of comedy and how it's an illness.
But in life, though. Mm. But because I think that sometimes I slightly misjudge. I don't know. I think that I use comedy and humour all the time to navigate all sorts of scenarios, tragedy, awkwardness, and I think that you should be allowed to, and I think that.
But not everyone does, and that's the frustrating thing.
But I know. But and also, I think that it's such a natural thing for you assume that it's natural for everybody, but actually it isn't. And some people really struggle with humour. I mean, it sounds odd to say it, but have you ever met somebody who you think, oh God, how can you not know that wasn't, that I wasn't being serious?
Yeah, or how can you take everything so seriously, so that you surely you are aware that we are now in funny. This is just funny.
Yeah, but I think some people have very serious lives and are very serious, and
But what do they laugh at? But then we go back to where we started this conversation, farting, because irrespective of your serious, I would imagine the late Queen and Prince Philip, they probably laughed over a fart. That must have happened.
I mean,
at some stage. If only people knew, and then it would be this kind of funny thing between them.
Oh, Philip.
Yeah, but it must.
That was like a trombone.
And then they're like, what? And then what do you find funny? The goons. They have to say something kind of like quite serious and surreal or whatever.
But I think that the body is fun. The body is funny. I find I find the human body endlessly. I was going to do an Edinburgh show once that was just me coughing.
Right. This was pre-Bic.
It would be an hour.
yeah.
It would be because I find like coughing, sneezing, farting, any kind of bodily thing. I think people take their bodies too seriously.
I agree, but my only sort of criticism to that is that coughing's fairly cowardly.
Cowardly?
Anyone can cough for an hour, Bridget. But if you're committed...
No, different coughs.
Sure.
Not just like the same one for an hour. I'm not mad.
Fair enough. I apologise.
I'm a professional comedian, Russell. I'm not going to go like that for an hour. I'm going to do like different types.
Because the stuff that you were doing before, was it A Pen for Her? Was that the show?
I think the whole point was it was a Bic for her, but
it was a Bic for her,
because I used these silly pens that were designed just for women's hands as a device really to talk about like other things to do with.
But I remember that the point I was going to make. I remember that show being it almost felt like you'd had years and years and years of these almost conceptual silly shows, and then you found a kind of quote unquote serious topic.
Your pardon.
But you would then, then able to be really silly and funny, and it just. I remember seeing that show and it just whizzed by.
Did it?
In a way that I think an hour of coughing might not. That's all I'll
Depends
say.
if you're into coughing or
not. That is true.
You obviously haven't seen me coughing.
No, I haven't, in fairness.
Different strokes for different folks.
That is true.
Well, I wasn't going to do the whole month.
Okay. Just a one-off show.
A one-off,
Imagine that, you booked the grand or something like that. It's on this massive show.
Imagine you book it for COVID.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, God, that'd have been tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2021, all that. What is your first brilliant thing, Bridget?
I miss...
sorry.
Well, water.
Water.
I don't know where we'd be without it, to be honest.
That's true.
I've not really thought about it
okay.
on any deeper level than
Do
that.
you? Okay, as far let's try and get deep. Do you what do you prefer? Do you prefer jumping into it, or do you prefer drinking it?
Oh no, I actually don't like being wet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never said that out loud before. Wow. I find it a little bit annoying.
Like even like a nice shower.
Well,
like...
I love like washing.
Right.
But I don't like being wet socially.
Oh, I see. Okay. I understand that.
You know,
so
on
if you're
the
a
beach.
penguin, you want to be in the middle. You don't want to be on the outskirts getting hit with all the kind of slush.
Well, this is what I'm not massively into.
Okay.
Swimming pools.
Right.
And going in the sea at the beach.
Right.
Or being on the beach.
Yep.
But I do like washing, obviously.
Yes.
But I like drink. I'm never without water.
I can see you in kind of like a lake somewhere.
Yeah. If there's no queue,
Sure.
and there's nobody about.
Yep.
Say I've got my own lake in my own forest.
You've made it, yeah.
I will.
What does she do with all her money?
How much is this?
She went off grid. Yeah.
I would be in it every morning.
Mm.
But I don't like the what can we say? The admin of swimming in the inner city. Does that make
like
sense?
a leisure centre.
Yeah. That doesn't. That's not much.
So like you sort of classic Mr. British-esque, sort of leisure centre where it's all like that smell, the chlorine, the noise.
Yeah, and in lockdown as well, I became really aware of other people's, not bodily fluids, but aware of other people's stuff, and that there might be some of it.
Oh, did you get kind of a bit freaked out by
did.
kind of germs? Yeah,
I did. Not in it. I'm not really squeamish, but I'm sensitive to bodily smells and things coming off other people's bodies. Like
No, I know what you mean.
nail clippings or things like that. And it became like, especially I remember I took the kids to centre parks after lockdown, and we all had
that. Yeah, that cannot be good for you.
No, but we were the only people with swimming socks on.
Right.
And everyone was staring at us. And I felt like shouting. I don't, because my kids hate me complaining about anything in public. Like, even if I get like the wrong meal, I'm not allowed to say, excuse me, didn't actually order, a massive steak. I'm a vegan, but I'd have to eat it. But, and I remember I was just on the verge of saying, everybody else in this pool are the mad ones, not us, because we've covered our feet. You're all walking around on other people's bare feet, yet you're looking at me like I'm a literal psychopath for wearing hygienic socks. I mean, they're very unattractive.
Yeah, are those the kind of like Veruca socks?
Well, they're like, I think they're like
sort of gimpy. But is that fair to say?
They're
but
like,
you know what I mean? It's that it's kind of the spandex.
Wetsuit kind of material.
Yes.
They're like that, and they've got grips. So, I'm clean. I'm not going to get your stuff. You're not going to get my stuff. I'm not going to slip when I'm running.
Yes. but now you're in... Yeah. Carry on. But as soon as you're like, I'm not going to slip when I'm running.
That's basically what I was like, sorry, I'm the cool person.
Yeah.
Right, look at me. I'm cool.
Yeah, their rebuttal would be, of course, you're shouting about your little slippers and we're having a splash. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's funny, isn't it? Where you kind of... But it was a bit like that kind of... Yeah, the whole kind of... remember very early on with masks where there was that, what are you doing that? What are you wearing? And you're like, no, this is fine. Don't...
Yeah.
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 But there is something about feet.
There's something about feet. But also, I think that... I don't know... I mean, you're much younger than me, but there's...
How old are you?
54.
No shit.
How did it happen, though?
My God, but you haven't got a wrinkle on your face.
I mean, I know I have.
Oh, there you go. No,
I flipping have.
Sorry. Yeah.
I haven't.
For the benefit of the listeners, she just got angry, and my God, she does. Yeah.
Yeah, she hasn't frowned yet, but she's got some bad ones here.
54. Gosh, I would never have said that. I thought you were my age.
It goes so... I mean, I've been in it 21 years. 33 I started.
You've done it for longer than you went to school. It's wild.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't go to school for very long either.
Did you not?
No, 15 I left. Wow. And I didn't go to university either.
Which again, what is that? Is it autodidact where you're self-taught?
Well, I left school and then I bought a dictionary.
Yeah.
And I thought I'll
Did it
just
the
read
other way
this.
around. Okay, yeah. So there was an opportunity for education, and then when there was nothing left, you're like, I shall start again. But I know a lot of people have done that. There's a lot of comics where not necessarily academic, but then devour information and kind
Yeah.
of, there's a lot of self-taught.
I think a
And
lot of
you go the direction you want to go in.
Yes.
And for you, it was every word ever.
Well, I find it really hard to remember information that I'm not interested in. So I think that's why school was really hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like it anyway. And I wanted to earn, I wanted to be out and earning my own money and stuff like that. So I wasn't really interested in it. Hey, you know what I was going to say was, when we were back in the swimming pool, was this thing about wearing swimming socks to keep other people's germs off and my germs within on my feet as well, is this idea that we've all got to do what everybody else is doing. Like, I think that because it was just me and my family wearing swim socks, like we were the odd ones out. But I didn't feel embarrassed about that, or like, oh, no one else is wearing them, so we shouldn't. And don't you feel like with the way the world is going at the moment in lots of ways, that you're sitting there and you think, hang on, am I mad? Or is it that everything else is?
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever figure out why something doesn't work, because sometimes the bits of my shows that like 100% get a reaction, they're the ones that I think are the worst.
It's strange, or you kind of like you don't quite understand why they're. I remember during COVID, I put quite a lot of work into. I thought, right, there's going to be a world beyond this, so I'm going to sit down and try and write from all my iPhone notes down the years that I've never written on, to see if there's something in it. And I had this thing about, remember when Adele lost all that weight? Kind of wrote this whole routine about the only way that Adele's body would affect me are as follows. And it was like all these kind of like strange scenarios where she'd got like an extended eye, and I was at a hotel and she just kept using her long eye to just knock bits off my plate at the buffet. I really went into it, and I thought it was so, but she'd got like a shark's fin on her back and she was swimming in the water, and I was like, it's a shark, and it leapt up and it was Adele, and I'd be like, you fucking,
Yeah.
So I thought it was so funny, and I did it, I'd say about 7 times to utter silence, where the audience were clearly going, mate, have you thought about this? And I have to go, oh, it's just off the top of my head. But I'd spent weeks, but I still maintain the image is funny.
Yes.
But that's the job, isn't it? It's finding the right words to make strangers understand what is funny in your head.
Opposite of a fake ad lib.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? I was so certain it was funny because it was making me laugh so much at home. I was trying to imagine these different scenarios where Adele's body would affect me.
But don't you think it's not? I think comedy is really different from like maybe music or because it's not all about us. I mean, we can only write what we think is funny, but then actually it has to work in rooms.
Yeah.
And so we can't just always do what we want. We have to find a way around it. And if there's an idea, you do just have to let things go in the end. Or if there's something that you really don't want to let go, you've got to. I was talking about this the other night because I'm just gigging a lot now, and getting a 20-minute set together is very different from an hour.
Oh yeah.
Where you have to just boil everything right down, and in 20 minutes nothing has to kind of fit together necessarily. Really, you can go from one to the next. And it's just that process of, all right, this works every time, but it doesn't really, it doesn't go anywhere, and it doesn't mean anything, and it's very thin. But
then that's also part of gigging a lot, I think.
Yes.
That you just go, eventually you go, I'll either find some comedy flour to thicken it up, or it just one day gets forgotten.
Yeah.
And you've made your stew and gone, oh, I used to have some carrots. Wonder where they went. Oh well.
But I think your routine about Adele. I don't think that we can.
It's like a routine is really stretching it. But yeah, go on.
I don't think we can go back to old stuff, and I think the audience knows when. I think they're so I think because we're different people and the world is different. When I think, oh, I've got that bit actually that I can do again, something's changed. It's off.
Yeah, no, that's...
And like
yeah.
the alchemy of the passage of time and who we are as people, because we get on. You were saying that we stay our comedy age or whatever, but our stuff changes and we change. So actually, when you think, oh, I know, I'll do a retrospective or something, or I'll do that show and record it, it's actually not going to work.
Yeah.
Because everything's changed so much.
Agreed.
And I think that's correct, actually. I'm not sure that we should be able to go back.
Yeah, you're right. And also, you've forgotten all the little ins and outs. And,
You
know, and you can remember the vaguely, or you listen back to it and you're like, oh, right, yeah, it's a different person.
Yeah, and you can't perform it the same either.
Nope.
I think they know when a routine it's died inside.
Yeah.
I think they know.
Yes. Yeah.
And you can never replicate a spontaneous bit again. You go, oh, this thing happened the other night, I'll try it again tomorrow.
Yes.
Dies.
Yes, agreed. And that brings us to the end of water.
Oh my God, we hardly spoke about
But
water.
see, this is it. This is the joy of it. I thought we were going to get into like a cold swimming thing, and it would be you talking about swimming in sort of lakes and seas. But we went into a kind of a leisure centre hell. And I apologise for that.
But that's because that water
I should have said, it's lovely to drink in it. And then we'd have 15 minutes of you going, yeah, it really quenches your thirst.
But that's a synthetic type of water, isn't it? In a lake, yes, of course. Amazing. Jumping off a boat actually not jumping off a boat in Thailand, because I got attacked by a swarm of jellyfish when I did that.
Oh, gosh.
And a man threw wee on me.
Well, at least he didn't pee. It was like...
No, he didn't. It was in a bottle.
It was so he'd already peed into the bottle, or he saw you were in peril and got a bottle out?
No, it was, there were...
Pre-piss?
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh.
That makes it
Actually,
less...
does it go off?
I don't know. I just, it's an area I didn't anticipate getting into.
Does what go off?
Piss. No, but there is that. It's kind of... Is it ammonia as well that they kind of...
If you ran a deep sea diving course...
Yeah.
And you had to
You'd definitely make them sign waivers beforehand saying, look, if you get stung by a jellyfish, I'm flinging my piss at you because it's good for you. You can't be coming back at me.
No.
Saying,
yeah, but
I didn't get stung. Yeah, you did.
Hang on, I've never thought about this before. And all that. So they would have a supply of wee that the staff would obviously...
Yeah.
And in shelves, in bottles, I don't know where they keep it.
In the fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So does it go off?
Yeah.
It goes off?
Yeah.
What, and then it isn't... What, no. It goes off for
it's
what?
No longer delicious.
Yeah, but it doesn't... But presumably even gone off
It does
wee...
go off.
But gone off wee will still help against a jellyfish sting, surely?
Not so well. So you need to keep it in the fridge and ideally replace it every 24 hours.
Every 24
24
hours?
hours?
Well, yeah, but
So the staff are keeping their supply fresh?
I tell you what, if the Buddhists are right, then that fridge did something terrible in a past life, because imagine that as a job. Like the other fridge is probably like sandwiches and kind of leftovers. Yeah, and it's just bottles of piss.
Oh, the wee fridge.
The wee fridge.
Imagine having a wee fridge like your beer fridge.
Yeah, good Lord. Yuck. What's your next brilliant thing?
Empathy.
Empathy. Okay, nice.
I think this is right. If you don't have it, you're a psychopath. But I see lots of people seemingly without empathy.
Yeah, well, it's feels like there's a lot of it around.
But just in the street, someone...
Give me an example.
I was in Brixton last week, and there was a very, very, very old lady struggling, couldn't see very well, had a big shopping bag, and the lights had changed, and just everyone sort of ignored.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's that awkward thing of when you see very often it is a little old lady, little old man, big bag, trying to carry it up the tube, and no one helps.
Yeah.
And then the other weird thing is you feel really good because you offer to help.
Because you will.
And then you're not doing it, from an altruistic point of view. You're just doing it because, and then you're going, am I doing this because I feel like a good person?
But you would, if there was no one on that subway, you would still have done it.
Oh, of course.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But your brain does something weird in those situations. You would have done it anyway. But because no one else did, and you did, and people saw, then you go, yes. aren't
Yeah.
I?
What I then go that they are then looking at me going, look at that twat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I'm gonna help the old lady because no one else did.
Yes,
Prick.
totally
Yeah,
overthinking it.
exactly.
And then you're in the scenario where, oh, was I just doing that to get some
Yeah.
like
And then you
praise?
play up to those people and you steal the old lady's bag and you're like, I was one
Yeah.
of you all along.
And you hit her and stuff.
Yeah. And then wait till she gets to the top and then push her
A
down.
mugger.
It's weird, but it's very strange.
But it's interesting whether we're naturally empathetic or not, and when do we learn that? In a relationship, is it different as well?
In what respect? What do you mean?
Well, when you're in a relationship, or with your family.
Yeah. Well,
Is
that's
that-
an interesting thing because I think I'll give you an example, and this might make me seem insane. But I said to my mum, I said, "Do you want a drink?" Drink. Now I said, "Yeah, a drink." But drink? I said, yeah, drink. Would you like wine? Would you like a cup of tea? Would you like any of the liquids that I have in my fridge? Would you like? Are you having a drink? No, I'm all right then. Fine, just say that, and it was 2 minutes. Like that whole thing from "Would you fancy a drink?" So maybe it's that my mum is very kind of questioning.
Have you got siblings?
Yeah, I've got a brother and a sister.
Are they like that with your mum as well, or are they
Yes.
more?
Yeah, she's lovely, my mum. She's the best, but she's just very. The older she gets, she's very sort of everything is chatty and.
Well, you know what it is as well. I've noticed that as I get older, young people speak really quickly.
Right.
And what I've also noticed is that my processing speeds are much slower.
Right.
So I mean, we've been okay today, but sometimes. So I've got a son 18 and a daughter who's 14. If she's asking me a question and I don't immediately know the answer, that is very irritating.
Mm.
And I'm like, she was like, what, and I'm like, I'm thinking I don't know the answer. So I wonder if your mum was like, oh, what time of day is?
Yeah,
like
she clearly
she would have
was.
been going, what time of day is it?
Yeah.
What does he?
What does he mean by drink? Does he mean alcoholic drink?
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
See, I can see where you're both coming from.
But what's it? And because you've got empathy. But I think what it is, I think, is it that our parents are the original Googles, and like you say, if your processing speed is slowing,
Mine,
your daughter is like Google is beginning to glitch, and she's finding that frustrating because in years gone by, every time she goes to mummy or daddy and says, "What's the answer?" Mummy and daddy go, "It's this."
Yeah.
Instantly.
Oh,
and now,
I was never that parent.
Oh, okay,
I don't know
fine.
anything.
Fine. Okay, well that throws that. But I wonder what.
No,
that
but I
is.
know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
I find myself annoying, so I must be very annoying to a teenager.
Yes.
I like considering my answers. I does that make sense? So I will think about what someone's just said to me, and then try and try and think of a doing it now, a satisfactory answer, especially if it's something quite complicated. I don't like my heart rate increasing.
Right.
So my life now is a daily challenge to keep my heart rate. I don't like feeling my chest pumping in my.
Do you have one of these?
I don't like feeling my heart.
Like where you can see what's
No,
happening.
my brother told me about. Oh, I mean, I don't get it with gigs, but I get it with. I get increased heart rate if something's going wrong, sort of, and I just stop, and I get it back down because I don't want to have a stroke, and I don't want high blood pressure. So I'm constantly just sort it out. It doesn't matter. And then what you have to do is you have to talk yourself out of the anxiety, so it literally doesn't matter. If I was stuck, I was on my way to do a talk and there'd been an accident and my arrival time was going to be an hour and a half after I was supposed to be on stage. Yeah, and no one else could do it.
Yeah.
Obviously replace me. So I was like, I'm in a gridlock on the motorway. There isn't anything I can do at all. The worst thing that will happen is the show doesn't happen. Is that no one's died. I haven't been hurt. So there are loads of things that you can do in any scenario where you can talk yourself down and get your heart rate back to normal. But I don't think we listen to our bodies very, very, very well.
Yeah. It's also because life is so overwhelming that you might go, oh, it's a bit of a twinge, and then you're onto another different worry.
Yeah.
From the kind of multitude of worries.
One overstimulation to the next. Like the news is horrific. You know, there's this like general impending doom and anxiety and worry, and then you've got all the things that are happening in your own personal life, and then you've got the physical things like, you know, traffic, all those things that you have no control over at all. And then there's your own health as well that's going to affect it.
Well, stress is such a big thing, isn't it? It's like everyone must be... It'd be interesting to know how much more stressed we are as a people than we were, say, 20 years ago.
And increasingly lonelier. I think something really struck me the other day, which is that, you know how shops are phasing out human staff? It's like I had to pick up some tights for my daughter the other day, and I did everything myself. And I'm like, hang on, these tights are the same price, but there's no staff, so that they're obviously still getting the same, you know, but their outgoings are fewer. And I'm like, if I was a lonely person and I lived by myself, and going to Sainsbury's or to H&M or somewhere was like the only bit of interaction, human interaction I had in a day, I haven't got that anymore either.
Yeah, well, even though you think about like banks, like there's a brilliant Peter Kay routine that he was on about, you know, when people used to count the money at you.
Yeah.
So you give them the money and they go, it's 2, it's 3, it's 6, it's
Yeah.
5. And it's this beautiful, well-observed 6 is 8, it's 4, like these random numbers that people would say as they gave you the money. And you go, God, I now have a nostalgic twinge for that.
Yeah.
Where it used to be annoying, well, just give me the money, man, it's fine.
Yeah.
But they would count out each bit, and it's that kind of little connection or a little chat, or a little, all right, Cynthia, how's your Tony, easy, or whatever it may be, that just...
Oh, you're having cabbage tonight?
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
Exactly. But from those little conversations comes community.
And we need each other.
Yeah.
Like, I really do think that humans do need... I mean, I love being on my own. Like, I really value my alone time. Even if it's on your own terms and it's like I can go, you know, 2 or 3 days without speaking to anyone, I still do need those little interactions. And I think that we're becoming less and less community-driven in society now.
What is your next brilliant thing?
Curiosity.
Okay.
If you were not curious about anything, who are you?
Yeah, right.
Are you another psychopath?
You are not a great stand-up, that's for sure. Yeah, it's to not be interested in stuff.
But have you ever had this with somebody? Because I have. And a lot of my friends, I'm sorry, I don't like hashtag not all men, but my friends tell me about dates that they go on, and they do not have a single question for the whole date. And I've got friends who have had relationships where they've never been asked anything.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that those guys aren't curious about things, but I think there's a general lack
I go
of
the other way.
curiosity.
But that's the problem.
You ask too many questions.
Well, no, but the first thing I asked you off air was that you belong to a farting group. Who farted first?
That's a great... Oh, yeah.
It is, yeah, but again... As far as date,
But you didn't ask me how I was. No, you
no,
didn't.
exactly. But that's the point. But if it was a date, is it worse to ask too many questions?
No.
It seems strange to me. You're right, to not be interested in people, like that the electricity that you feel when you find someone who is like-minded. And you can ask questions and go anywhere.
Oh, there's nothing like it.
Nothing like, and you get that.
There's nothing like it.
But that sort of transcends sex and age. You just
Everything.
go, oh, okay, we found someone here. This is going to be a great car journey.
Yeah, or you'll go, great car journey, or it's like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, you know. And
Yeah.
I'd say that was, I don't want to say that's a rare thing, but I think that not just curious about one another. I mean, I find people endlessly fascinating, you know, because I think people sometimes, we're really quick to judge as well why people behave in a certain way. And there might be loads of different reasons why people behave in a certain way. And do you ever think about, you know, I wonder what their setup is.
Yeah.
I wonder why they're like that. I wonder what happened. I wonder what that's a reaction to. But a curiosity with the world as well. I think I'm quite annoying in that I like to know how things work. Like, I'll get in a lift and wonder about the cables and stuff. I tell you what I find slightly concerning is that we have to know how to do all different sorts of things now because we're phasing out humans.
Yes. But the machines will do them, won't they?
But what if they don't?
Yeah, well, this is the pickle.
I mean, I've become quite good at assembling things, you know.
You're a task rabbit. You know that?
Well, I just think, just do... Right, I couldn't reach... In fact, I thought, because I'm single, and I was thinking the other day, there was something, I can't remember, this is a really sexist thing to say as well. There was something I couldn't do, and it was really high up. And I thought I was going to kill myself because I was stretching. I was stood on this. I had my socks. I bought some of those socks with the little grippy things on because I was in the most terrible position on the kitchen, and I couldn't reach. I had to glue. Something came off, and I was gluing something. And then it'd be nice to have like a tall boyfriend who could. And then I just ordered a taller stepladder off Amazon, and I was like, I don't need it. I could just do everything myself. I just need a taller stepladder, like an electric drill, like all of the. So I can do all like different types of things now. But I think it's good. It is good to force yourself to do things.
My wife had a brilliant story. She was in John Lewis, and she come home and she'd had like a scone with no jam. And I was like, well, why? And she was like, because I couldn't open the little jam jar. And I was like, well, why didn't you just ask for help? And she was like, I couldn't. And I said, why? Oh. And she unzipped her coat, and she was wearing a T-shirt that said Strong Girls Club. And she was so mortified. She had to sit there with her dry scone going, well, that's fine. There was just a guy behind the counter, and she just couldn't do it.
No.
She couldn't say, can you open my jam jar for me? So
I totally understand
sat
that.
there for the sisters eating her dry.
Do you know what, though? Can I say to your wife? So I expect she will be much younger than me, but I had the same thing. I was quite strong when I was young because I did a lot of, weights and all that sort of thing. And then when I had kids, I didn't do anything, and I lost all my core strength and everything. And I couldn't open a jam jar about 5 or 6 months ago, and it made me so sad. I was like, I don't want to be a week old, but like I want to be. So I like do all weights and stuff. I can open a hot water bottle that has been jammed shut for about 3 years, and I just went beep like that.
Very nice.
I felt so great.
Yeah.
So she could get herself some little.
She could get hench. Yeah, it was so funny though.
So let's go through. If the robots failed, can you make clothes for yourself?
I would be able to. Yeah, I've got a sewing machine.
Can you make furniture?
I would make furniture.
I can see you being able to make furniture.
Yeah, I did woodwork at school.
There you go.
And I would enjoy it.
You left at 15, so...
I did.
You're not going to sit on those chairs.
Water, I'd find a well somewhere.
Would you go off-grid?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have this... I will leave London. I've got this dream of living in Stroud.
Oh, okay. Which is the meningitis capital of the world.
It is, because it's in a yeah. I'm glad you knew that. But I'd live on my own, isolated somewhere.
Do you actually ride a motorbike?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
When
did that start?
Well, I got my licence I was riding bikes from 16. And then
and
17.
Is this the leather jacket you would wear on the bike?
No, I've got a proper one with the But
it's been making exceptional noises throughout the show. Like
I know,
every time you've moved,
taken it off.
No.
Nice,
It's lovely. Yeah, but if anyone's into ASMR, it's going to be an absolute joy for this episode, because just every so often you'll be thinking, you just hear, and it's just like it's the smallest little sort of leather ripple. It's great.
I love this jacket.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah,
is that feels secondhand? Yeah, I was going to say they don't make them like that anymore.
It's is it an Averex or Amerex or something?
I don't know,
it's quite a famous make, but it weighs a ton.
It does. It looks like it's been on Hasselhoff.
Yes, I love motorbikes. There is nothing like riding a motorbike. To me, I suppose it's pretty similar to horse riding. I suppose the feeling that horse riders get, and. So between 15 and 23, I was kind of like a biker.
Were you?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I went to France on a bike, and loads of rallies and music festivals and things. And then I went to college at 23, drama school. I couldn't keep a bike in London really, so I got rid of it. Then I bought myself a Triumph for my 50th birthday, and I loved that.
What does that feel like when that arrives? That must have been incredible.
Oh my God. And also another thing that it did was a big motorbike, a big heavy motorbike, and being in control of that is really good for your confidence as well. Because I was like, I haven't ridden for 35 years.
Wow.
And I just got on it, literally.
So you'd nothing in between?
I had done absolutely nothing in between.
Wow.
I went to pick it up in Stockwell, and I said to the guy, I actually haven't ridden a bike in 35 years. And he said, oh, don't tell me that. And I said, but I think I'll be okay. And I just got on it and rode it back up to North London in the rain, in the dark. And I was like, wow.
That must have been insane. As in so enjoyable.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, of course.
It was. Even
because
on
you've made it to 50.
Yeah.
You've given yourself this great gift.
Yeah.
And you're like, presumably it was lingering somewhere. One day I will have.
Yeah.
And then you are on it.
And then I am on it.
Good Lord. And you've managed to kind of conquer it. And you haven't fallen off, and it isn't too cumbersome.
Yeah, because on the way down there, I was,
Of
like
course.
your heart rate
Yeah,
going.
Totally, yeah.
Because it's a big, it was a 1200 cc, so the Triumph bobbers, they're big, but they're low, so the centre of gravity is not too bad, because I'm quite short, 5'4". And
how were you able to sleep that night? You must have just been like,
I had a lot of adrenaline.
yeah, I bet.
And I was really quite pleased with myself as well.
Totally,
I was like, well, I've just ridden it all the way through London without a map. I kept getting lost actually.
But yeah, what a cool way of looking lost.
Yeah, and I was really soaking wet from the rain, and it was dark, and I went round, the roundabout Stockwell, it's really complicated, isn't it? I think I went round that about 6 times, and there was lorries everywhere. But I did get a lot of bus drivers waving, and people like, girls on buses, because I had these pink shiny boots on as well. I remember this little girl like waving. I thought that was really sweet. I felt great.
Yeah.
I've sold it now.
Why?
Because I'll tell you why. The tax and insurance on a motorbike in London is absolutely insane.
Oh, is it? Right.
Yeah. And the other thing is, interesting thing. So I hadn't ridden a bike since the late 80s, early 90s. And what I noticed was, with climate change, so where the tarmac in the roads are melting from the heat, and the buses are much heavier now because they've got these huge, great big heavy engines, it creates these big kind of, not trenches, but ridges on the road that you get stuck in on a bike.
Right.
So you kind of get into them, and then you're in this kind of dip.
Yeah.
That you can, and it's actually really quite terrifying if you're riding in the bus lane.
Yeah.
And the potholes everywhere, and then some sort of friends being really badly injured, and just the way that everyone's on their phones now. Absolutely, everyone's on their phones.
Yeah, right.
And if you're riding a bike, you've got to have like,
Yes.
I've got good peripheral vision anyway. You have to have, but this new thing where people are just not looking at all. So it's not even about you, how good a rider I am. It's just about there are just dangers everywhere.
Yeah. So did you have, how many good years did you have with the 2?
3 good years.
Oh, well, there you go. That's
Yeah,
right. But that
yeah.
must be amazing. And then go, right, cool,
But if I move to Stroud, I'll probably get another one then.
get back on it. What is the next brilliant thing?
Music.
Lovely.
I don't think there's any art form that is as emotive as for every single human being as music. I mean, I just can't imagine a world without music.
Are you a gig goer?
I am a gig goer, yes. I would go to the moon for a favourite band, I think. And also I'm really pleased that I think that you get into music when you're a teenager and it's everything to you, isn't it? And then I think you can sort of get to a point when well, not for everybody, but I think if you're a parent, lots of things in your life get neglected, and you sort of forget that you are interested in things, and you forget that the books that you've read, and you forget that you have needs and wants and desires and interests and hobbies and things like that, because you literally become the least important person in your world. And that's correct as well. I think you should be.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
worried about this.
No.
And it doesn't change.
I'm fully there. Yeah.
It doesn't change either.
Yeah.
I know you've only got a 15-month-old, but
I've read Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy many times, and that would not be top of my list. And
No.
yet my son is a big fan of Harry McClary and his jumps.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
got flow.
It does.
It's got his scans well. It
But-
flows well.
But
Yeah.
but he's the least interesting out of all the dogs.
That's true.
I like Schnitzel von Krumm with a very low tongue. I think we only get to see him once.
Now, do you know there's another book about dogs now, and it actually doesn't exist, and I wonder what happened with it, because I was talking to someone about one of my favourite children's books, and it's a load of dogs go to a party. Do you know this one?
I know it.
Hang on.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see if it's
yeah.
the same one.
But it is the same one.
Well, they hang up their bums.
It's the same one. It's a German.
You
I've got
can't get it.
I've got it.
So have I, but
Yeah.
nobody else has.
Well, that's luxurious. In fact,
and that's
it
why they
is
smell each other's bums.
hilarious.
Yes,
That's what I mean. It has.
It's one of the funniest.
Yeah, it's got everything.
And they hang it up all neat.
Exactly.
There's a fire alarm.
And
They
it has
all
the
run
line,
out with the wrong bums.
And a Labrador told a rude joke about cats. There's the doggy cabaret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you try and look it up online, you won't find it anywhere.
Don't need it. It's in my house. It's
Well,
sensational.
Have we got the only 2
I
copies
think
left?
we might have, but it's an unbelievably.
It's
But
fantastic.
it's really funny. But it's got everything. It's God knows what it would be like if you're like 4. It must be the funniest thing in the world.
Well, I'm
because-
54 and it's the funniest thing.
But it's because the whole idea of it is they all go to this great big ball
Yeah.
and they kind of hang up their bums
Yeah.
because it's such a palatial place that you're not allowed to cock your leg. And then we find out that that's actually a detail because later on there's a fire. It catches fire and they don't pee on it to put it out. And then and they're in such a rush to get out that they grab other people's
Bums.
bums.
Yeah,
and
but
they go.
imagine being 4, hearing the story, right? And you go, oh, I've enjoyed a good story there. You go out into the world and you see it happening for real.
Of course.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
wasn't just a story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
we're kind of a bit like that at the minute. Like there's a great big, those Dulux dogs. I don't know what they're called, but
Yeah.
it looks like Muffin McClay, who is from
Like a bundle of hay.
For Bonifay. Yeah, exactly. So I'll be with my son and go, look, it's Muffin McClay. He's a big bundle of hay.
Oh, you can do that. Oh, I miss telling. I really miss lying about Father Christmas.
Oh, of course.
You know, because I would do footsteps, all sorts of things. You know, and why is he trodden in?
Oh, you'd be doing that.
I
Yeah.
was like, do you know what, mate? I know you're really busy, but I
Oh,
don't.
very good. Yeah, there was a bit of anger there.
Oh
as well.
yeah, I would
very good.
be angry in front of the kids.
That's very funny.
And I'd be like, you know, and also, you know, I've got other things that I need to look, and that's icing sugar all over the floor. And I'd have to put big boots on, you know, to make the prints
That's
and
very cute,
and
yeah.
the food and the drink and.
Do you all meet up for Christmas? Is there a great big family, Chris, or do you do it at London? How does it work?
Well, everyone's got kids and people live in different countries, so there's not like a big, you know, a big tent, you know, and people have kids, so some of my siblings go to their children's, you know, so it's all like split up a little bit.
And is your son at uni?
Yes.
Right, okay.
But he'll be back soon. I really missed him actually. That was a big wrench, but I think it's exciting. You haven't got this, and let me tell you, nobody tells you when you have children that they will leave one day, and you can't prepare for it.
Yeah, of course.
On the one hand, it's really exciting. I went round unis with him, and while he was in, I would sit in cafes and just think about my life and how I was at 18. So I'd get really excited for his life and future, but then really sad for mine. And sad that he had left now, and that I don't know. I think you've got to make sure that you've still got stuff.
It must be quite exciting though for you if you're touring to then, you know, if let's say you're in the city where he is, that would be cool. Or you're quite close, that you could sort of nip in and say hello.
Yeah,
Or,
that will be good.
yeah, that feels like
If
that.
only you were touring soon.
Well, funny you say that.
Oh,
Because I do have a tour coming up.
you have not.
January, yes.
Shut up.
When,
No.
how can we get tickets?
Well, you can get them very easily online.
What? Give me a website.
Well, you could get them off my website, which is my name, Bridget Christie. I think it might be .co.uk, and all the tickets will be available there.
Perfect.
But and you should come.
Yeah. What is the show? Is it conceptual?
No.
Or is it just stand up?
Yeah, it's a start. I've really
stand-up,
enjoyed
you know what
putting together an hour. Well, an hour and how long is it? An hour and 20 of all different things about my life at the moment. Yeah, I've really enjoyed that. So, no concept, but lots of various different topics and ways of talking about that. And I absolutely love stand-up, and I love meeting the audience. It was never like it's the stand-up is the end point for me.
Yeah, exactly. And it's. When was the last time you toured?
2 years ago.
Okay, fine. Yeah,
not that long.
that's fine. Yeah, and
It's
is this
like
when was the change?
Last year.
That came out for the first time last year.
So the first series, was
But that's what I'm like.
20.
So you've toured before, post the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did that sort of change the audience, or did it?
I think Taskmaster and The Change. But you can never second guess how doing a TV show is going to affect your audience, isn't it? I mean, I suppose for a lot of us, we do the TV things to help our life.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you got to think about what you do, really.
But what's funny is like a lot of people would think it would be the other way, that you're doing stand up until you can get to the TV thing where you go, no, it's this all leads to here.
I know. I think no matter how successful you are in like theatre or stand up or something like that, I think in a lot of people's minds, TV is like the ultimate thing that you could do, and that's how they value your career or judge how well you're doing or your success and things like that. But that's not the case for us, though.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
It's like, well, what TV have you done? Oh, well, you know, bits and bobs. But my main thing is,
Yeah.
you have to kind of justify your position.
You can't actually be happy to be here in Warwick. No, I am.
Yes.
I'm
No, I've
really
driven
happy.
4 hours to do a 20-minute set.
yeah, exactly.
And then I'm driving back after.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know.
What is?
Please, just before we move on from music,
Yes.
I did a little research before we got here into what animals prefer what kind of music.
Oh.
Okay, fine.
And I didn't want to leave it without telling you what I'd discovered.
Okay, fine.
on.
Let's do this.
So dogs have a preference. So they tested different animals with different kinds of music to see what stimulus they get from the different.
And they say science is dead.
And I can tell you that cows thrive with classical music and reggae.
And reggae.
Oh.
So they like it. Hang on, that's interesting. So they like it, ba 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 ba, but then they like it on the offbeat.
And they produce greater yields of milk with that music and not with other music.
Oh my goodness.
Wowzers.
Dogs like soft rock.
Of course they do.
Oh, I'm so disappointed.
Isn't that wild? But again,
Science.
we well, there was that brilliant thing, wasn't there? That they figured it out during COVID. That I think they figured out that something like 87 species of animals laughed, and there's something so laughed, yeah.
Really?
But the fact that they did it during COVID as well, when all of the world suddenly was like, we got to find a cure. But there was this dogged team that were like, well, you can do that, but I'm going to show Curb Your Enthusiasm to a wolf, just to see if I can get something out of it. But yeah, they were like tickling rats with pencils and also like, you know, it's so funny.
But that's what we were talking about right at the beginning, like laughter and humour. Like how does the world work without it?
Yeah.
I wonder what animal would like. Oh God, I'd love to find out what animal likes your stuff the most and what animal.
I've had, oddly down the years, I've had photos that people have sent to me of their dogs enjoying, like.
I've had dogs in audiences.
Yeah. And kind of, I've had dogs and I've had cats.
I had a dog in my show in Edinburgh, which a woman brought in a handbag. And the bag moved on the floor. And I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Got it out. She thought, I thought it would be distracting, so I kept it in my bag. And I was like, yes, but a bag moving along the floor is quite distracting.
Yeah.
So she got it out, and it was a Yorkshire Terrier.
Lovely.
Yeah, I said, don't keep it in there, you know, it'll like suffocate. So then I said, is it friendly? So I picked up and I carried on doing the show,
Yes.
holding the dog.
Right.
But I swear to you, every time I got to a punchline, it would do a massive yawn.
Really?
Yeah, like a big, and then it would shake as well.
Yeah, great.
And I was... And then later, I went to see some shows later. That dog was in other people's shows as well.
No wonder he's exhausted. He's
Yeah.
like a reviewer. He's had to watch 7 shows.
I
He
know.
just wants it so edgy.
Yeah,
It's like, God, I want to watch Kim Noble now.
yeah.
It's got to be out there. What is your final thing?
Fire.
Fire. Okay. So
Where
we have
would we
water.
be
We have
without-
yeah, Christ. So water, fire. Do you like a naked flame?
Oh my, there is nothing like a naked flame. Absolutely nothing. I mean, it's totally hypnotic, I think. And it does take you. So I think it goes to like the absolute core of who we are as human beings. And I really...
I mean, you really need to get to Stroud. Let's not muck around. Do you know what I mean? It's just...
I'm wasted in North
yeah,
London.
exactly. Yeah.
No, but it does. Do you not have these moments of like who we are and like what are we doing here? Like
When you stare at a fire, or
yeah,
just in
fire
general?
or out in nature, or it's like there are these caves that we go to in the south of France where there is like 35,000-year-old cave art, and I just think it just makes me I think about who we are and how little we've changed and what we need.
Yes.
And those basic things that we need, you know, water, fire,
Yeah.
air, music,
Yeah. Yeah.
art, each other, empathy, you know, community, you know, self-preservation, identity, all these things. I just think when I look at a match, what is it just me?
No.
And discovering that as well. Who was
Crazy.
the first person to actually, or it must have been an accident, right?
Yeah, and they must have, or did it come from like a lightning strike or
Yeah.
like a forest fire or something like that? And
Yeah.
just seeing that for the first time.
And then apparently the first heating up of food was an accident. Did you hear that? The meat?
No, what happened?
Well, I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think some meat fell in a fire and they realised it was easier to chew
Right.
than raw.
Yeah.
Have I made that?
No, this is all good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that true?
Yep.
Oh, well, there you go.
Exactly.
And so without that, we'd still be like gnawing away at raw.
Raw meat.
Raw
well,
meat.
Not you.
No, not.
So it also increased the calorific intake. So the fire made the food, actually literally gave us bigger brains. So the people who were still eating raw food would only operate on this, I'm hungry all the time, I need food.
Yeah.
But these ones got bigger brains and had the luxury of a little bit of time to develop and things. And so they're the reason we actually kind of got towards civilization.
Wow.
Because the meat fell in the fire.
Because,
Wow.
because, but yeah, isn't that extraordinary? But it is that, just that one accident and then suddenly.
We wouldn't have. Do you think we would have survived without fire? No, I don't think so either.
No.
I mean, I hate being cold. I mean, I'm not doing anything if I'm cold.
No, yeah. It's, my brother's only got one radiator in his house at the minute, and he's good company, but that's hard.
That's harsh.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. You know, he's trying to fix it. You know, there's talk of him getting another radiator somewhere in the house, but yeah, she's a chilly one. He's just bought this new place and he kind of has to spend a lot of money fixing it up. But you know, when you're like, it's just so long that you've gone around someone's house and they give you a blanket, and you're like, right, and just sort of
We're in
sat
trouble
there just
here.
watching telly, going, mate, and you can just see the breath. Yeah.
But I love the cold.
But if you're wrapped up, it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah,
but in that jacket, there's no way anything's penetrating.
Absolutely nothing. But I do find these warm autumns very disconcerting. Like it's and I get getting loads of flies and wasps in my house, which is weird.
Yeah.
They should have all been killed off by now.
This year has been particularly freaky, I would say, weather-wise in this country. It's been, you know, like it feels like it's only just started raining and got cold.
And got cold.
And
yeah.
we're
It's December.
It's December. Isn't
Yeah.
it crazy?
Yeah, it's not good.
Do you have a fireplace at home?
Yes,
And
but I can't use. You can't use them in
Yeah.
London. I've got a fire pit in my garden.
Yes, so that's it.
If you've got a fire pit and some seats around it, you don't have to talk either. There's that, you can just sit.
But it creates an atmosphere where it's kind of impossible not to. Everyone looks beautiful as well. Where
Yeah.
it's kind of got that, you know.
And the sound and the crackling.
yeah.
And
And you're just having a nice natter.
yeah.
Who would be your ideal, if you were going to hang around a campfire, what's your dream kind of collection?
Well, it'd be family, wouldn't it?
And for your lot, that's loads of you.
Yeah.
You'd have to get a big fire pit, lots of little sort of those toadstool, like they've got on
Little
Vicar
ones.
Street, you know?
Yeah.
Like, or the Glee, like those where you can sit around.
Yeah.
Okay. But you said earlier you didn't really like going to a beach or anything like that. So it isn't just the heat that you're into from a fire.
It's fire.
Yeah.
It's literally fire. Is the great thing.
Have you
The discovery.
have you ever thrown petrol on a fire?
No, have you?
Yeah.
Have you?
It feels incredible. It's. I mean, it doesn't muck about.
It's so dangerous.
But
it's mad.
what if it was a bit on your foot or something?
It's crazy. But yeah, but again, our dad used to say, "Look, we've got a load of stuff. I need you to burn it." So me and my brother would go out there. We'd wait till he wasn't looking, and then a bit of petrol on there.
What receptacle would
Fucking
the
hell.
petrol be in?
In like a sort of one of those
can?
little cans.
Oh
yeah.
my!
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. But
It gets worse and worse.
it's mad, isn't it? But I mean, you know, we were kids. But it was so much fun. It properly fucking fire. If you like fire, is the point I'm making. Sling some petrol.
Well,
on
I'll
it.
watch you doing it.
Yeah.
And I'll
I wouldn't-
stand back.
I wouldn't do it anymore. But
No.
you know, as a 14-year-old, it was very exciting.
I'll bet.
What a lovely, wide-ranging, interesting chat. I enjoyed that immensely. Ladies and gentlemen, the fantastic Bridget Christie.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.